India has 1.2 billion telephone subscribers, and out of that 1.18 are mobile telephone subscribers. So the good old landline is almost gone. It's there, but almost on its way out. And then when you look at the teledensity for every 100 people in urban areas, the teledensity is 166%, which means the number of phones per 100 people, which means people have more than one phone. In rural areas, it is still just 59%, but that's also not a small figure. And similarly, the number of internet users is about 481 million. That is again a huge figure. So, of course, internet is no magic. There are challenges. You need to have the equipment. You need to know how to use the equipment. You need to be able to afford the equipment. Mobile phones, they're getting cheaper. India is making many more brands of mobile phones which are affordable, but these are still challenges. Nonetheless, as I said, I mean, the online world is a reality, and we need to do things online. Finally, as I said that I mentioned 377, Section 377 and the Transgender Rights Bill. Both are expected to be in the news in the coming months, and there will be queries, there will be people looking for information, there will be doubts, there will be, I mean, in fact, irrespective of what the Supreme Court says about Section 377, our anticipation is that queer people will be facing trouble. You know, if the court says, okay, goodbye 377, there will still be a reaction. If the court says 377 stays, even more problems. So we have to be prepared for that. And so this online database is meant for that. Basically, this is a collection of service providers who are LGBT friendly, who are sensitive, who understand LGBT issues, health issues, legal issues, and we have compiled them together in an online searchable database on the Varta website. And this has been a collaboration with Sati, another NGO which works at the national level on HIV and sexual health and social justice issues, and Grindr for Equality, which is actually the social work wing of the well-known dating app Grindr.
LGBT peoples always face stigma. For this stigma, they can't, they are not able to access the services. Our health facilities, mainly they say that, yeah, we treat all people equally. We treat everyone equally. By this everyone, they means heterosexuals only. This is the main problem in our society. Actually, trans people or LGBT community, they don't need any special treatment. They just need treatment, not any kind of special treatment. So this is the main issue regarding physical health.
Can my partner and I have a joint bank account? Can my partner, whom I, even if both of us want to, cannot legally marry, be the successor of my property? What about my insurance? I have been thrown out of my house by my family. I do not want them to be the nominee of my insurance or the successor in interest. Can I make my partner my insurance nominee and successor?
I think the ALSA judgment is very good opportunity for us, but now it's transgender bill 2016 is totally against of that. You could be go for others or third gender in PAN card, and it is also coming on Aadhaar card. Though sometimes I think that the issue is coming after NALSA. Some institution have reserved for trans inclusion. We are also, I think we guys are also very much confusion. I'm for myself, I say very much confused. What is my identity? It is transgender or third gender or other, I don't know. because it is not very much clear. Somewhere it is transgender, somewhere it is third gender, somewhere it is others. So it is not fixed up. So I think it is very needed to our own self. And we guys are not the whole. If I say about our community, most of the community member inside of rural side, they don't know about NALSA, they don't know about the IP 6377, they don't know about the transgender bill to 2016.
Actually, the community members come with the complaint of acute depression. They are suffering with suicidal ideas. And that time, psychiatric and counseling interventions are required because they have no desire to live for different reasons. And secondly, they come the conflict with family, especially with parents, regarding marriage proposal. They are suffering from approach avoidance conflict between closure or disclosure about sexual orientation. Homophobia. Self-doubt because of too much attachment with the same-sex persons. They need clarification with the help of counselor. Breakup from the partner creates tremendous anxiety, depression, withdrawal from everyday activities. Repressed transsexuality often creates somatic complaints like fainting, giddiness, etc. Maladjustment with life partner occurs. Consultation with GP arrests somatization to some extent.
So we felt that something was needed to inform people about where they can go for service providers who are sensitive to queer issues and concerns. And then the second issue is about acknowledging the fact, recognizing the fact that a lot of the sexual networking and the social networking among queer people, among queer communities, gay men, lesbians, bisexual, transgender people, all is moving offline, from offline to online, and mainly on dating apps, dating sites, social media like Facebook, Twitter and all of that, Instagram for that matter. So providing information about services which can help people, if they are in trouble with regard to their health or any legal issue, or if suppose any relationship goes wrong and people need counseling support, if they are having problems with regard to family acceptance. So all of these require sensitive handling, sensitive services. And that's where we felt that a database of this kind will be useful. So this is the home page of the Varta website, vartagensex.org. Once you get onto the home page, look out for this green bar here, which talks about resources, health and legal resources. So once you click on that green bar, you come to the actual page of the database, where you have information about details of the database and how you can use the database. This is where the action begins, the search services. What you can do is fill in your location here, type in whichever city or town that you are in, the state. This is a drop-down menu where you can choose the state. The service focus, there are 3 broad focal areas: mental health, sexual health and legal aid. And then the nature of services, which could be more specific issues. For example, confusion around gender and sexuality, information needed around STI testing, information needed around sexual reassignment surgery. So all of these will be there under each of these heads. If I search for this information, this is just a snapshot, just 3 entries coming in here, but there are many more. So these are the details of various service providers. Suppose we look into Dr. Debashish Chatterjee's profile. we would get this information which tells you about his contact information, his qualifications, affiliations, the linkages he has with other queer support groups or other hospitals, doctors, lawyers, the days and time when he would be available, consultation mode, which could be face-to-face, over phone, over email, over Skype, his consultation charges per session, and the concessions, if any. So all these details, and then all the services that he provides. Data for about 15 states and 30 cities, but this figure is constantly going up because as we are getting more and more data, we are updating the database, so it's a work in progress. But we also want feedback. If you see these two lines, there is a link given to this feedback form where you can tell us about the quality of the service. If you have accessed any of the services, you can tell us what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it, and we will provide that feedback to the service providers. And additionally, you can tell us about service providers who are not here, who are missing, and you think that they should be here. So if you think that, okay, so-and-so doctor or so-and-so lawyer is missing here, please send us that information using this feedback form, and we will collect the data from them. What we have done is we use a questionnaire which has been field tested and which the service providers have to fill up and send us the information. And we validate that information, cross-check the information before making an entry in the database.
In terms of how this current project came about, my story goes back to the International AIDS Conference 2 years ago in Durban in South Africa, which is where I met Pavan, who's representing Varta Trust. I'm not sure if Pavan is actually in the room today, but he obviously has been a very big figure in getting this tool off the ground. And, you know, we were just talking about what is the situation for LGBT people in India. And I asked him, what do you think are the things that could be done that would make the biggest impact kind of all across the country? You know, there are so many projects that we would see or that we would advertise for that would touch one state or one city. And obviously all of that very local work is essential, and none of what's gone into this tool could exist without that very local work. But I wanted to know from his perspective, what were the things that might take that work and really bring it to a national level, and possibly even take advantage of advances in technology and us being a tech company at Grindr, to really make an impact. And Pavan told me his dream at the time, which was really this tool. And I felt like absolutely this is exactly the kind of project that we want to be supporting from Grindr for Equality. And so together we undertook the largest to date project that Grindr for Equality has done, investing in the infrastructure for the tool, investing in the process that we went through to collect up all of the individual direct service providers that ended up being listed in the database, and now investing in the distribution of the tool, both with these in-person events and also with what we'll do online.
It seemed a very appropriate project for Sati to get involved with. First, the Locator is all India in scope, and we hope in time that it will include locations beyond Tier 1 and Tier 2 cities. Further, the Locator project has gone beyond pre-existing lists in explicitly getting consent from providers to be included in such a publicly accessible database. Sati has contributed to the Locator project by involving our offices and our partners in compiling local lists and in obtaining written consent from providers. Sati is a non-profit, non-governmental organization formally established in the year 2002 and headquartered here in Chennai. For over 15 years, we at Sati have been working to increase access to stigma-free healthcare, legal and social services for populations who have been marginalized on account of their real or perceived HIV status, gender and or sexuality. Over these years, we have engaged with numerous healthcare providers from both the government and private sector, with medical colleges and research institutes, in order to advocate for clinically competent healthcare for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, intersex, and queer people, and for people living with HIV. We have also been working with lawyers and legal service authorities at state and district levels, and with relevant departments like social justice and empowerment and women and child development, in order to raise awareness of the human rights violations faced by members of these communities, both PLHIV and LGBTIQ. We have also been trying to increase awareness of the various relevant acts and verdicts, like the Domestic Violence Act, the Juvenile Justice Act, the Supreme Court verdict on transgender rights of 2014, and Section 377 of the Penal Code, both among service providers as well as among community members. Over the course of the advocacy work we've been carrying out over these years, we have identified medical as well as legal providers who are community friendly, and we've added them to our informal referral lists. We're also aware of the painstaking efforts carried out by community groups like Good As You, Sahodran, Orinam, and Mingle, to name a few, to compile and share lists of community friendly providers.
The very crux of who I am, if that is criminalized, then how can I work towards actualization of self? Keeping in mind that we are in a democratic republic where all the laws come from the Constitution. And what are the opening lines of the Constitution, the preamble? It says, "We the people of India." It does not say, "We the heterosexual people of India." It does not say, "We the straight men of India." It says, "We the people of India give to ourselves." So that is something which we need to tell ourselves constantly. That this is my country, I have fundamental rights as anyone else does. And we need to start standing up and claiming our rights.